All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the MAiN Gang. Today, I'm going to be your moderator. With me, we got Travis Plowden, the director, and Alex Dingman, my man. So we're going to go through right now and see. We have two opposing views on a very talented fighter. We're going to see if he's truly overrated or not. We are talking about John Paul Mitchell and Hungarian's own Zsolt Moradi. Alex, take us away.
Yeah, so I have not mentioned Zsolt Moradi a whole lot on Inside Scoop for the main reason of I think he's pretty overrated. And one of the reasons why I think Zsolt is overrated is I think he is extremely protected. So, but I don't want to just go into that. Let me give a little backstory because, Chris, you said it right away. He is extremely talented. He's very decorated. Can't deny any of that. I mean, he's won everything. When you name it, whether it's a European championship, it's a world championship, even championships in the States. So one might go, well, Alex, how is he overrated? Because I also mentioned he's extremely protected. Because Corrali is a very good team. A lot of times they'll have multiple representatives from that team or school go into a championship. And without a doubt, it's already decided. Every single one of them is told to bow out to Zsolt. That's pretty soft. All right. Now, some schools even here, they do bow out to one. They already have that like decided. That's one way or the other. I would never do that. All right. However, I just think that's pretty soft, that it's just decided right around. They're just always bowing out to him. The other thing is that when you look at brackets and you look at what he's won and how, right, to just say, I mean, he's won this, he's won this, he's won this. But you got to go back and you got to watch, just like I tell people all the time, because I'm a very big NBA fan. I go, well, watch the games. Don't just look at the end result. Don't just look at box scores. Watch the games, and you tell yourself how that game played out. When you watch the tournament and you look at brackets and you look at an Irish Open championship and you look at who's in one bracket and you go, who's in Jack Felton's bracket? Who's in Raymond Daniels' bracket? Who's in even Laszlo's bracket? Who's in Zolt's bracket? And if you can't actually name in the biggest fighting tournament in the world, if you can't name more than two people and one of them, you're like, eh. And they hand pick and select those brackets themselves, then you go, well, how can I say that, right? When you really had two quality wins over really good opponents, when everybody else to get to that point had to beat at least 8 to 9 super quality wins. And you go, all right, this is overrated.
So, okay. I can't even believe this is the actual question. Is Zsolt overrated? I mean, you won the Irish Open. Yes, you've won Waco World titles. You've won everything in Europe. You've won the Diamond Nationals. You've won US Open. You've won just almost everything you've competed in over here. You've not only won these things, and you're worried about the bracket side when he's beaten Raymond, he's beaten Jack. He's beaten Trevor. He's beaten Ross. He's not Ross. He's beaten just about everybody that he's went up against. And the fact of the matter is that it doesn't matter your road to get there. I mean, it's not his fault. It's not like he went, hey, go ahead, give me the easy side of the bracket. It's just who's on his side of the bracket. But then when you get to the final match, you got to finish the race. You still have to win. You still have to get to that part, and then you still have to compete. You have to win at that part. You got to beat this person. You got to beat that person. And since you have done it, guess what? How are you overrated when you've done it? You've won. It's like I don't understand this whole argument. Is it jealousy because he kicks better than you? Is that what this really?
I'll say right now. No,
is that what it's about?
You know what? Here's the other thing I'll give for Zsolt is I don't think he's an extremely diverse kicker. He has a sidekick. He chambers at his eyeballs, all right? And he's able to do it that way. Now, when you mentioned things like Raymond, all right, and I go, well, listen, it's a lead right leg, long right leg against Raymond, all right? Things aren't usually in your favor for that, all right? But
you're going to hit. I mean, you're gonna
You're
get
hit with lots of step-ins. You're gonna get hit with lots of spins. You're gonna get hit with hook rounds, but he was still able to be effective. So I'll give Zsolt that. But when you start saying things like, "Oh, he beat Jack," I go, "Whoa, back up." Watch those fights yourself. If you sit back and you watch, like, all right, like in 2017, when he fought Jack and Raymond in the Irish Open final, if you have two eyeballs, there's no way you would say he should have won either one of those matches. Yeah, he's the Irish Open champion.
All right.
There's no way. You can't watch those matches and say, yep,
I'm going to counter that.
There's no way. There's no way.
There are literally 10 to 20 matches that people will say, I beat Jack, that I beat Raymond, that not me personally, but them personally. They'll say the judges missed my call. They will say the same exact thing. That's when everybody says that they have something. You'll hear people from the Diamond Nationals last week saying that they should have won their match because the judges missed their calls. Whatever the case may be, that's the point of it. That's part of this. Just like in baseball, when they say the strike zone, they can't figure the strike zone out. That should have been a strike zone. That's a part of the actual game. That's a part of it. You can't rely on that and say that's his fault because the judges missed his call. That's not his fault. He won.
I agree with you.
You can't stop that.
I agree with that. But here's
the fact of the matter is, I can't see how somebody can be as decorated as Zsolt be considered to be overrated when he's won. He's won. Like if somebody said, if you're saying that, if somebody said, hey, he's the greatest ever, then it's like, okay, and it's known that he's the greatest ever, then you want to say he's overrated. Yeah, I may see that, but nobody's saying Zsolt is the greatest ever. Maybe say greatest European ever. Maybe they'll say that. But I wouldn't say people will sit back and say that he was the greatest ever, and they don't say he's overrated.
Well, you bring up a good point about saying, well, listen, there are plenty of people who say, like, I beat Ross, or I beat this, or I beat Ray, or I beat Jack. What you don't hear, all right, like someone could say, listen, I could see Avery should have beaten Bailey for the VFT last man standing. You could have an argument for that because they literally went into overtime. What you won't hear is that 2 or 3 other people say, yeah, I also should have beat Bailey that tournament. You won't see that, yet you will see that about Zsolt.
I have heard people who I thought got blew out say they won. I've walked past people and hear them saying, like, nah, they didn't even call him my deep sidekick. That's just because he's Raymond. That's the only reason why he got that blitz. And I'm like, nah, he slid right past it. But it's just part of it. Like, there always are going to be people. So leaning on that argument, no, I'm not buying that. I'm saying he's not overrated. I'm saying he's actually rated correctly of wherever you want to put him in the pantheon of being a great fighter and great competitor and great kicker, whatever you want to call it. I think that is the key here. Zsolt has won everything that there is technically to win that actually, I would say, quote unquote, matters. And he's beaten and did it against quality opponents.
He has those awards. That's what I'll say. He has those awards. That's about that's all I can say is, yes, you're right. He has those awards. But so even like even like the one I can't, my eyeballs saw what they saw, right? There's no two ways about it. I can't look at matches where I go, there's no way this person should win. And then they go on and they win the next match. And then they go on.
You love basketball, right?
Love it.
I got Tim Duncan overrated
too. No.
Well, he's won a lot, but he's boring as all heck. He just does one thing and that's it.
I'll give a great comparison. I think Zsolt Moradi is very comparable to James Harden. Which you might be saying, well, James Harden's phenomenal. I think James Harden is overrated because I think James Harden abuses the system, and that's why he shoots more free throws than field goals. He has more free throw attempts than actual field goal shots because he's overprotected, just like Zsolt Moradi.
But is James Harden having any championships? No, he does not.
So,
Hope does.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got our combatants going at it. Please please drop a like, comment, and share. Give us your opinion. Let us know. What do you think? Do you think Zsolt is overrated or not? Obviously, Alex does. Travis does it. And we'll have to go in and we'll get your guys' opinion. So looking forward to hearing from you guys next time. So from Seawalk, I appreciate you guys.
See y'all later. I won again.